Success is always outside of your comfort zone. It's much easier to go to McDonald's and eat something fast instead of go home and cook. It's always easy to say, well, I'm not very good with people, or I don't like selling, so I'm not going to communicate on what I do. I mean, there was this guy, I don't know if you know, there's a women's event here. There was a guy there that was probably a speaker or something, and he came to Vered in one of the breaks and says, listen, I hear that you're having lots of people, here's my card, I'm in and I'm standing on stage, do that, maybe you want to consider that. When was the last time you did that? Just to a stranger. You don't know anybody. And he just went and did that. Something to think about. Okay, it's always outside of your comfort zone. In business, you'll need to learn to sell yourself. You'll need to learn to sell yourself. Okay, you'll need to do that. Otherwise, you'll stay broke all the time. For me to be successful in business, I needed to learn to sell. I needed to learn to negotiate. I needed to learn to go for what is important for me. In relationships, I needed to do the other way around. I needed to learn to compromise. I hate compromising, especially when I'm right, which is always. Anybody recognize? Well, but to keep a relationship for 19 years with somebody that is as strong as me, it doesn't work any other way. I mean, after we finish shooting each other, at one point we need to, wave a white flag and says, okay, let's compromise. Okay, that works this way. I don't like it. It's outside of my comfort zone, but I learned to do that in order to make for myself a relationship that I'm happy with. Is that making sense? Guys, is that making sense? Yes. When I wanted to run a marathon, I needed to step out of my comfort zone. I was a couch potato, so first of all, I needed to, move out of the couch. Second, I needed to sweat, which I don't like to sweat personally. And then I needed to go and run, which I don't like, and I think this is, this is not what our body was trained for or meant for. It's meant for sitting, and my body at least. But it also meant that I would go through the pain and through the fear and through running in the rain. For God's sake. This is ridiculous. But there was no other way. I mean, this is Holland. You want to train to the marathon, you better run in the rain, otherwise you'll never train. And I remember I was training also in the summer for the first marathon, and there was 32 degrees in Amsterdam in that summer. And I still went running, which is combining everything except the rain, But if you want to be successful, you need to step out of that comfort zone. Is that making sense?